And I say, oh, what is that thing? You don't really sit down and think back, man. I say, you know,
Yes.
there.
Yes.
Like,
Welcome to the New Foundation Christian Ministries B1 Marriage Ministry video podcast. I am your host, Donald McFarlane, and my co-host.
I am Natalie Irving Mattox. Thank you.
Very well. Certainly, we want to just recognize at this point the tremendous sponsorship that we have been getting from Mattox Health and Fitness that is located at 53 Upper Waterloo Road, Kingston 10. Telephone number?
Yes, the telephone number is 876-406-5709.
Sure, indeed. And feel free to give Mark a call, a tremendous guy, and he has been doing a great deal for us in these sponsorship of the episodes we are putting on here.
Yes.
Now, here we are another time, and destiny, it seemed, would have us to be coming across with an emphasis that follows up on the last two episodes by popular demand.
Yes.
The people have spoken, and they have said, Natalie, that we cannot go on like that.
Exactly.
But there needs to be a male version
Right.
to what we had as we discuss the foundations of relationship towards a successful marriage.
Yes.
What have you been hearing, Natalie?
Yes, that is so true, Bishop. I mean, by very popular demand, we've been hearing from very early from the episode was posted. You know, our viewers have been saying, listen, what about the males? I mean, we need the males' perspective. So I think rightfully so, we've done the right thing of dedicating this episode to them.
Very well. So we thought that there should not be a great gap between the women who spoke on set and the men who must speak on set. So our research has been fruitful to bring on set two brave men
Yes.
who have answered the call. And we want to thank them for coming, Natalie.
Yes, yes.
Here we
Very
have
well.
with us is the one and only Shagari Obosandro Taylor.
good afternoon.
Very well. And this man is in the essential services in
Yes.
terms of the nature of his job. A very ardent member of the fellowship and one who has a backdrop in information, technology and continues to pursue his studies at UTech
Yes.
in business administration. So it seems like all that will complement him. Sir, we thank you for joining us on set.
It's a pleasure.
Very well, very well.
Thank you, Mr. Gary.
Certainly. And then seated beside him, this man who sports a dreadlock hairstyle, the one and only Nari Berry. Now, Nari is a member too of the fellowship and, sings with the praise ministry. And very interestingly, Nari pursuing his studies in theology
Yes.
with a backdrop in counseling.
Yes.
So he's that kind of rounded person. We look forward to hearing from them
Yes.
in terms of this very interesting discourse that we look forward to having.
Yes.
Very well.
Thank you for coming, Larry.
Sure. Thank you. How does it feel for you to be here? Tell me. When you got a call up Nari, it started with Nari. How you felt?
In terms of relationship, I personally believe that I'm, not qualified. I'm basically as if a poster child for how to ruin a relationship.
Yes. So you are upfront conceding that you are not the expert in this thing.
Definitely, but I'll
Yes.
definitely give my views based
Yes.
on how pressing the questions
All
are.
right, so I'll have to press harder to get some more juice from you. All right, fair enough, Larry Berry. Now, Shagari, how you responded when you get the call? I don't know if you had to make consultations or, yeah.
Yeah, when I got that call, I was hijacked. When I got the call, I wanted to ask some question if there wasn't anyone else.
Yes.
And it was literally given to me that I have no choice. Not in those words, but it was just told to me.
Yes.
And I had to meet. And I was also informed to make consultation and receive permission.
Yes.
And the permission was granted forthwith.
Yes.
I didn't even finish the statement.
Yes.
And the permission was given.
So you have to go ahead and represent.
Yes. So I am here to represent.
So right away you are indicating that you are not fully your own.
I am not.
Oh, but you didn't tell us if I thought these guys were single.
Well, we will learn a little more based on their comfort, Natalie, as we progress in this course. But I must bring this as part of our discussion, because in our research, Natalie, yourself and I, with our producer George, it was not a 1-2. It was not very easy, I dare add. And not that we were not wanting you, my good friends and brothers, but as we search a pack, we found a constant declination of men in the church circle. So I had to look at this thing.
Yes.
Natalie, let us, we have to look at it. I'm saying easily, the women were there and there are multiple options.
Yes.
But not so with the men.
Right.
Whilst we'll come back to our brave soldiers here. But why do you think there was this kind of reticence and declination on the part of these men?
We spoke about the difference between men and women on this program before.
Yeah.
And this is a very good example of that.
Yes.
The women are comfortable opening up and speaking about issues like relationship and dating.
Yes.
But in general, men just do not want to talk about these things publicly. And I think this has now proven to us the point that I made about us being different.
Yes.
And us being open and more open than the men. Not that they won't speak, but you have to pull them out.
Yes.
There are other aspects to it as well that we can discuss a little bit more, but let's see how it flows.
So is it a question and weigh in based on how you felt when you were asked? I don't know, you were Gladys Knight on the ribs just waiting to be called. Yes. Was there any nervousness, like I said, what would have constituted that? You just don't want to put yourself out there, don't feel comfortable talking about you and relationship, because we have to really look at this. It's about men. This is your time.
Yes.
Nari, did you feel any apprehension, fear, because you're going to be out in the world? What?
Personally, when I got a call from George told me that the bishop asked me to be on the program. So I'm going to say, the bishop asked me, or you asked me? And I'm saying, the bishop. I'm going to say, I'll do it for the bishop.
Now, there comes a time when titles work. and then Shagari, earlier you said that you were almost not asked, but you were told. Yes.
Demanded.
Yeah.
Yes, I got the text from the bishop who texted me. So I just think the bishop was just asking, how I'm doing and thing, school and stuff like that. So I figured that was weird, but then I see the bishop go on a line of the sessions, and I say, yes, Father, see it, and then even while talking to the bishop, I somehow wanted to say no, because I know that this will go out in the social media realm, but as a warrior, we now back down, because probably just being here will help other men out there to be braver and step up to the plate.
Yeah.
Can I add to that, to Bishop? Yes. As you know, I remember we both of us spoke about this when we were trying to decide on who to call, and one of the things I said to you is how it's so difficult even to find men within our own fellowship or men within the church who are single and willing and able to come to speak. And this to me even shows more than just a simple thing here of men feeling like they are not able to do this or being shy. It brings to me a large or bigger picture
Yes.
of some of the same struggles we're having as women finding eligible husbands. You know, and so it was when I thought about it, I said, this is a very good example of that.
Yes.
Because you heard the women talking last week about
Yes.
this and how difficult it is.
Yes.
And that was brought to the fore when we tried to find these young men.
Sure. And just to amplify that, I think the context will, you know, drive home the point fully, because what we were looking for were not just men, and some of whom would have been married. We wanted male figures who were Christian men and who were not married.
Yes.
So that even made our field a little more reduced. But it amplifies a point that within the marriageable age, for want of a better expression,
Yes.
there are few men in the church,
very far and few.
eligible men
Very
who
far
are not
and
married.
few. Exactly.
Don't you see that?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Well, we'll have to get more active in evangelizing men in this time for the church. But here we are.
Yes.
My friends, we're talking about really the overarching emphasis about maintaining a successful marriage, but we felt that we needed to look at the foundation of a relationship that certainly would influence if the marriage becomes successful or not. So in a matter of relationship, you're familiar with what it is to be in a relationship. Is that too personal a question? No, it seemed to me that you'll have to split yourself, meaning because you were not saved all the time of your life and in the church. There was a time when you were not in the church, no love, and you have relationship, and in the church is another matter. So help me to understand perhaps the difference. How would a relationship Taylor, how the relationship starts for you as a man who used to do road and thing, just like that? Talk about the things.
Well, how would a relationship start? I guess it does the connection between you and the individual.
Yes.
And stuff like that, because it's not about looks for me at all the time.
No.
But the connection. Or you like seeing this person, like being around the person. If the person call you, look on your phone and say, what should I call me for again? Just the vibes you get from that individual is crucial.
Yeah.
Because it's not more of the material things for me, you know.
Yes.
Even long before back then, but you know that vibes, if I can tolerate the individual.
Yeah, but even before you know what the ooze and whether you can tolerate or not, what influenced your kind of desire for a relationship with this person? Was it?
Well, as a Jamaican man, you see a girl and she look nice, you pursue that man and you
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
one day, you know?
Yeah.
So you put out all effort.
Yeah,
You pull all stumps to try get that one day.
So it's really how she look.
We look on the physical as Jamaican men still.
Yeah,
So
yes.
she have a nice bump and thing. We have to look on her and thing. She have a nice little looks and thing. We have to look on her and we have to pursue her. We have to do everything under the sun.
Right.
Yeah, man, if I have to walk from Spanish Town go Kingston, we will do it.
Do that.
Yes, man.
Yeah, and this in that time of relationship was not necessarily about wanting to marry this person. It's just want a relationship. We will look at what that relationship means in the progress. But just want a relationship.
Yeah, you want a relationship.
Yeah.
Well, as men, we not look for married, we look for numbers game.
Numbers.
You know, numbers game. So
what numbers mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Well,
Yeah, when you say
No, you have
numbers
to
game.
explain this, you know.
You see how much woman you can go through add to your list.
Yes.
Because most Jamaican man, real men, you sit down and talk, boy, you talk about the amount of woman you've been with in your life.
Yes.
Because it classifies as a gallus.
Yes.
And as a top man amongst your peers.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
And if you see a real sexy one, you want her as a keeper.
Yes.
You know, whereas when your friends say you want feel big when your friend them attack, say, yeah man, you have a good girl, man. Where you find she? Where you do?
Yeah.
You know, so them things that kind of motivate you.
Got you.
If you go out there.
Got you.
Yes.
While we will go to Nari momentarily, you know what is very interesting for me is a difference. Now, as open and as vocal as a woman would want to be. And process is not their reality because this may not be how they operate. But the man before, this church thing and trying to live a decent life, it's about exactly what you said. So for girl in a bungalow, 10, 20, who cares? I mean, can talk about that freely. But the society is going to, even though you're saved now, sanctified, living a holy life. It's not so easy to talk that this was your disposition, even if it were real. So I like that kind of contrast and difference that we're bringing here to the table.
Yes.
Right. But bring us, Nari, in your own experience, when you talk about relationship, what attracts you to want a relationship?
Just as him said, it's
numbers,
physical. No, not that part. Not that part.
Okay.
So for me, and bear in mind we're talking about back then.
Yes.
Right.
So for me, it wasn't numbers, as I said before. It was more of having somebody I could talk to, somebody I could relate to. However, at one point, I couldn't stay in a relationship. For example, I would have somebody, but then I'd have somebody else, and
Yes.
Yeah.
So now, what? No. All right.
What you mean when you said you couldn't stay in a relationship?
They're being unfaithful.
How long? You mean you couldn't be faithful?
Be in a relationship with somebody, but then there was somebody.
How long usually a relationship would last before you start becoming unfaithful?
The next day.
Okay. I realized that because he could not even answer.
Yeah, because in this, remember now, my friend Nari, we are not judged in this matter. Because if anything, this helps persons to appreciate, especially from a man's perspective. Because it seems to me, women are more serious and committed about a relationship. Once there's a connection, and like speaker said before, perhaps you don't even have to say the words. Once you have said it in their mind, they have a relationship with you like that. And so they go off marinating and nurturing this in their minds. But
and men can also be very serious, but as I said before, there somebody else might just walk into the picture. That don't mean that he's not serious.
Right, but typically, well, yes, a man can be serious, but we're looking, because we're coming to the ideal and from our worldview as Christians, but we're looking at the typical man and so on. When you talk about a relationship, when you see somebody out there and you're going after this person, it's not generally with a serious view that I want to talk to this person and engage in good conversation, and then we talk about marriage and so on. It's invariably influenced by having a sexual encounter, isn't it not?
Sometimes.
Yeah. You said sometimes?
Sometimes.
Right. I'm saying that's a driving force behind it.
Right.
I'm not saying you can't end up, being in marriage.
Well, I keep it thing real, because even from the context of being in the church and out of the church, you have to look on the fact that most men, we are motivated by the physical.
Okay.
By the physical.
Very much so.
When a woman would want a man to say, for example, she look on the qualities he has, she look on if something should happen dating this man, he will be there for her. As men, in our nature, all when we have the perfect wife or yard.
Yes.
If a physical woman do so, boom, the breeze blow past way.
Yes.
We are look.
Yes.
We are look and we mind gone.
Yes.
Long time in a places we remind you not gone. Long time.
No,
Yes.
No, Shagari. This is
That's
what
true.
now, Natalie.
Yes.
A woman does not understand. I'm not making it right. I'm just stating the facts, right? Because you said you have this perfect wife, fiance, what it is. But a strong wind blow. And then the mind flow. Right? I suppose largely because men are affected by what
They see.
we see. Yes? So hence this kind of ease of which is difficult to convince a woman that you are not committed, Because if you were, how dare you look in when somebody else passing? Wouldn't that be your position, Natalie?
Yes, that is true. And to me, it takes a level of maturity to get to a point where you can accept it and understand that it's just a man's nature to look. But I remember early days in my relationship, when I was younger, you could not look because I would feel offended and I would wonder, what is it about that person?
Right.
Why you're so interested?
Yes.
And it's after years of knowing your partner and understanding them and a level of maturity that will step in, you will start to understand that if a man looks, it doesn't mean anything. And I remember you said something on the program at one point, Bishop, that sometimes even for sex, men, sometimes you have sex with somebody and you forget it's the same thing. Sometimes they look, that woman passes by and that's it. In the blink of an eye, they forgot about the woman. You know, so, but as a woman, we tend to hold on to this thing because for us too, our looks and our beauty and our out of appearance is what we think is sometimes what drives a man to us. So because we know that when our husband look at somebody else, we start to wonder
there's a measure
yeah, and there's some comparison there.
And
very well.
And that, you know what you said, Natalie, is a major factor, and it will be a turn off. Because I said come to a level of maturity for men. Let's talk for me. Yes, we see other women, I will see other women, but that doesn't mean I'm going to go down there. But if a woman start to nag about that woman now, you know, you're now pushing me now to go there. To go find a comfort zone, because a woman should be a man comfort zone. Yes, we are going to look, but she gone with the wind.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So we're not going to bring it up to her and compare, because then that would be fatal. You're comparing that woman with the woman you're with or live, because you might be just giving away sure for unsure. Yeah. So right there and then, it have to take a level of maturity for a woman to understand a man, especially a man who knows if him step out on the street like myself, can get a woman easy. So if you do that now, you're going to push him away.
Let us take up
That's
on that
good.
one
Yes,
now,
that is
because this getting of a woman easy now. Now there's a flip side to this, where there are a lot of single women, and more so in the church we even want to talk about now, that desire to be married, but they are not getting any approaches, you know. Not because they are not beautiful, I suppose because the numbers comparatively so skewed, unbalanced, yes? Now, in your experience, how does a relationship start for you? Nari, perhaps you can weigh in on this. Is it, in your experience, actual experience, people just coming and women proposing to you, or you are the one making the move? And tell me your take on if somebody proposed to you as opposed to you making a move, it turns you off or what? Talk to us, let the women understand, Nari.
You know, as Brother Shagari say, you know, in terms of doing anything, as him say, walk from Kingston to Spanish Town,
yes,
to make sure say him get her. I've been, you know, very reserved, and I am very reserved. So the chasing thing there, I know my thing, for tell the truth.
No,
however,
you would not walk from Spanish Town to Kingston. No.
However, you know, females do come at me at times. And sometimes it's just knowing. Well, we're talking back then already.
Well,
anytime
we can, this one we can cut across the spectrum.
Yes.
Because it's applicable for now.
Yes.
So for now, you know, where my head is at, where my headspace is at, I can't entertain certain things anymore. I haven't always gotten it right, you know, from in terms of, you know, just being baptized and then even growing spiritually. But you eventually will get to a point where you can just say, no man, ease off, you know.
Yes.
Ease off. But back then it was a different ball game.
When you say a different ball game, Nari,
Going for the kill.
I want to understand. Are you saying to me that back then you were the aggressor?
No. I wasn't the aggressor, but I say,
Yeah.
whereas I can say no,
Right.
it wasn't so easy back then to say no.
I got that. But then by that very expression, you seem to be suggesting to me that they are always coming on to you. I'm not hearing you going yet.
As you said,
Yes.
there are more females than men.
Yes.
So, and look a certain way, so I guess
Yeah.
that's
Tall,
invitation.
dark, handsome. So you have something pulling them to you then, Nari. That's what you're
It
saying.
would seem so.
It would seem so.
I
Can I ask him
don't
something
know.
though?
Go
So,
right
I mean,
there.
I want to go back to Bishop's question about, so how do you feel if a woman, would you marry a woman who approach you versus, or do you have
I
an
see no
issue
problem
with
with that. I see
Oh,
no
you
problem
don't.
with
Okay,
that. No
okay.
problem with that.
And on the same breath, we're going to let you off the hook. Come over, but on the same breath, you don't have any shyness about if you see someone to if you see something and you know something, to say something.
Not at all.
Not at all. All right. All right. So in the same token, is your experience any different, Shagari? Meaning, are you offended by being approached, or because you are always approaching, there's no space for those to approach?
No, initially, the first time being approached, a couple years ago,
Yeah.
that was when I really started to see that there was really a decline in men, both in the church and men outside of the church.
Yeah.
So you are seeing now where more women are excelling on all fronts. So it forced them to approach. And my thing is, I add a little bit of reservation because, all right, a woman approach me. What is her motive? Is it that you approach me and we get involved in a relationship, then you feel like, say, you own me because you may approach me and you're doing things for me because you come look me in and me go look here now. So we have to be honest, you come look me.
Yes.
Because that means say you're going to do something to keep me down. So is it going that I'm going to be comfortable with this? Am I going to still feel like a man?
All right.
Or if I say I go down the road, I'm going to check two friends them on a corner or something.
Yes.
You start questioning me what time I come. You know, them things that they come on my mind. But now, getting more mature and thing, a woman approach me, just build my confidence, then me know say, yeah man, me still not the ball game.
Yes. So it strengthens your ego.
Yeah, it builds
It
you
gives you a
up.
good feeling.
Yeah man, it give you a good feeling for no.
So what's a message you would be sending then
That's
to
right.
some single women from where you speak now, Shagari? You'd want to be saying, be less traditional and take the initiative if you see somebody who you think you're connected with. Is that?
All right, that's it. Because I would have known of circumstances where women, after years, I go tell the man, say, boy, them they like them, and the man say, we never said something to me before.
Exactly.
And you make a good man
Exactly.
slip to your hand.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because I know of circumstances where guys would have married somebody and them unhappy.
Yes.
And when they meet up back with a female, that is like the person and say, boy, I did like you, why you never say something to me?
Gotcha.
You understand? So me would have tell a female, say, sometime, just come off of the little pedestal your hand,
Yeah.
or the IRS, relax yourself,
Yes.
and approach a guy. Sometime when you
good.
talk to the guy, you may find out, say, this man really like you, but him shine because he might have said, boy, I'm academically qualified.
I love that, Shagari.
Him not up there.
Are the ladies hearing this?
Him not up there if he step up to the plate
Yes.
to deal with her.
Yeah.
Right.
And that is what, not only in the church,
Right.
because we are keep it open,
Yes.
but more women are advancing themselves. And the men there, can
Yeah.
me not see them as a threat.
Yes.
Can't angle that.
Yes. Right.
So it's now force the women them to go to them. And some of the
Right.
women them so qualified and so up in themselves.
yes.
Them not even know if approach a man.
Gotcha.
If so, what should be the case,
yes.
So you have to strike a balance,
Ah,
I think. You have to strike
gotcha.
a balance.
Yes, that's
Gotcha.
a good point.
Gotcha. Let me then ask us to share a bit Is the word dating an American terminology that has its own definition and so on in that context? You growing up as men in this Jamaican society, you talk about dating?
Yes.
In that.
No.
Yeah.
No, you know, say really since I have gotten more exposure. Older, we start talk about dating. Nah, man, I say, "Try with that girl, you know, there with she, you're there,
yeah."
And I say, what is dating? You don't really sit down and think back. I say, you know,
yes,
there,
yes,
like but it wasn't really to say dating at the day. You know, you're there with that girl, and you see how long it can last for.
Yes.
But now you get mature, you talk about dating. You know, the church. You go segue from dating into courting.
Yes.
But as a Jamaican man, you rarely hear a regular Jamaican man on the road that tell us, "I'm a date that girl." And that's them there with she. All when him have 2-3 picking with her, them there with her.
Oh.
You know?
Right.
And then a man will tell us, "Boy, I'm there with her till in spirit take her."
Yes.
And life happen. They're married.
Okay, got you.
So
let's get it then. So generally, you know, because it seems like the church experience makes a world of difference. So, but before like church and Christianity, Nari, so this whole thing about dating, does it make sense to you?
Just as him say, there.
Yeah.
You know, two WhatsApp messages, and then you know you link up, and then you know 2 weeks. 4 weeks, you find yourself in a relationship.
Yes.
You know, and sometimes there are relationships where, you know, you just wake up and 2 months down the line, you wonder where they.
Yeah.
You know? And you realize you're in a relationship.
You're in a relationship. Just like that.
Occur. Just happen.
Just like that.
Right.
Just like that.
So there's no obviously serious thinking and say, well, this is what I'm looking for, and I approach and settle down, and I'm automatically planning towards that.
Yeah, not always.
We thank you, George Malcolm, who is more comfortable behind the camera. We thank him for the production. But once again, to say thanks to our sponsor, Mattox and Fitness,
Yes.
53 Upper Waterloo Road, Kingston 10.
Yes, telephone 876-406-5709. Remember to call Mark. He's also a nutritionist. Thank you. We also want to thank our viewers. Continue to comment on our YouTube page. We really appreciate all the comments, and this is what has helped us to even bring the guys here today. We also want to just encourage you to continue to like us on Facebook at the New Foundation Christian Ministries. Remember to subscribe on our YouTube channel at New Foundation Christian Ministries, and follow us on Instagram at NFCM Official. Thank you, and we look forward to having everybody again.
Next time for a very interesting session. See you. A lead singer in the New Foundation Christian Ministries. I'm just asking that after you would have in Shagari's term masha thing out there last night, Saturday night, you come into the sanctuary on Sunday morning and say, God is good. God is good.
That's not.
Is that what
That
you're
is
saying?
not what I'm saying.
Oh, that's not what you're saying.